I mean, would you say that was getting prime time and that move in 1987 was the biggest like thing for your career? And because like that was so huge for ESPN, I'd imagine getting those NFL
biggest
highlights.
thing we ever did.
Yeah.
The fact that Pete Rozelle, one of the smartest people, I got to know him. He liked me for whatever reason. I think he knew I like football. Just like I appreciate out of you guys. Yeah. I like young guys that like football.
Yeah.
That's really that simple.
That's one test. It's
That's what you guys do. You like
Tinder
football,
app, yeah.
you know football, you watch football, and you'll admit like, hey, I didn't know that. Fine.
I like football.
You like football. It's not that hard.
We're friends.
We love football. Yeah, we're good. But so Pete, at any rate, the fact that cable, this is a big step in 87. But if the NFL rubber stamped it, so the biggest thing for us, to everyone who worked there, we ain't going anywhere now. As a network, we're here. We always thought that, not always in 81, but by 85, 86, we're doing pretty good. Well, we're here now. And then that show, my favorite thing that I've ever done.
Yeah.
How could it not be?
Yeah.
You know, and I was lucky to be in the, I would watch it as a fan. And why wouldn't you? You want to see what happened in these, even the horrible games. You can't, there's no highlights you could show at on the network, a drop-in of 8 guys squealed pigging the ball, and you don't show that. Well, we do.
Yeah.
You know?
And the music.
Yeah.
The music
then,
is everything.
The natural thing that you would say if somebody was doing the squealed pig play, that would be a whoop situation.
Yes.
No. The rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, and fumbling would be part of it. The whoop came from Barry Sanders.
Ooh.
Okay.
So that it came as a whoa. There's no other way to describe Barry's. I think his ankles were bionic. Tommy and I both think this because there's no way you could swivel as a human being like this.
The speed.
And so that was the whoop. That was more Barry's moves that come from Barry Sanders.
Uh-huh.
He's the impetus for that. And now it's anybody that kind of does that. Yes, now because the sound, I get stopped all the time, like 15, 20 years, whoop, like say it, whoop, they go nuts. But it's, so now I've moved it to the squealed pig, but it was started with Barry Sanders, and of course a Lamar Jackson type of player you would do it with. But that's where it came from, out of respect for Barry.
So what is the secret to a good whoop? I've heard you hit somewhere.
There was
it
one on a
bounces off the back
Washington
wall
player,
and
wasn't
comes
it?
back.
Was it McKissick?
Yes.
He left. It was like down at the right somewhere.
It was.
early in the year.
It was against the Falcons.
It was like early October or something.
You let out this whoop that I swear.
Oh, yeah,
you
it
could hear it.
echoed.
It bounced off the back wall of the studio and came back to you.
Yeah.
I heard it twice in highlights.
I was inspired by his leap. Like he took a 5-yard. It was like someone trying to do the pole vault, in the Olympics. Like he's running a long way to take this leap. It wasn't just a little leap because the tackler went low. I don't even think the tackler went that low. He's a little guy.
Yeah.
So he went. It was like the first. It was at halftime, right?
Yep.
So it was the first real whoop of the season that I could crank out on a halftime play. I do think of that every now and then. Early in the year, let's put more ingredients in it a little bit.
You got to warm up the pipes, right?
Yeah.
You got to warm it up first.
It was not the first
You got to
play. It was
pry
like
the
2
pump
minutes
a little
in.
bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do you like open up your chest? Is it from the diaphragm? Is it
Just like McKissick did. I took a running leap.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, even you doing those little whoops for Barry Sanders, like we do it, but when you do it, it's like, oh yeah, that's
No,
just
but you're
wrong.
doing it. You like it.
Yeah, but
It's
like
good.
the
It's
way you
public
just
domain.
did that, the
Cat,
little
it's
whoop,
public
whoop,
domain.
whoop, whoop, like it's not the same. It's
public
only
domain.
you.
We also love the Raiders. I try to do the Raiders when we run the scores back. I do it as much as I
You
can.
do a good job. I've heard it.
Thank you so much. That means the world to me. But when I do it, I feel like it takes my entire body about 2 minutes to recover from it. I don't know if that's something.
It does. It hurts.
Yeah, it's
Well, that really is. It's taken on a life of its own. And everybody loves that. And Scott, of course, Van Pelt runs it. I mean, he has my best couple, and he has it on a button. Even if they're not playing, I think he presses it. It was really an ode to Al Davis, who really liked us. This is Al's voice in the 80s when I met him first couple times. You know why I root for ESPN? because you're the underdog. Just like that. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And the Raiders, and they were winning all the time then. Of course, you heard him all the Raiders. So that's really an ode to Al. So a lot of these are ode to Barry, Al. So that, but the Raiders now everybody loves the long. That again,
Yep,
that's
great.
That's a Louis Tiant windup. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a Raiders. And I didn't even. I'm
Right. Yeah. You're just
I
taking
needed
batting practice.
I haven't had
class
a
right now.
sip of water in a half an hour.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna. So I'll be ready the next time you ask me about the Raiders.
So all right. So the whoop, the Raiders. We got to do circle the wagons because that's. I mean, that picture too of you holding the big Bills jersey.
Well,
And we're honorary members of Bills Mafia. We love
Right
the
on.
city of Buffalo. We love Josh Allen. But there's just something about no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. It just
well, that team of the late '80s and '90s were. I mean, they never won a Super Bowl, but they only wanted to go to 4 straight. So say no more. And it's Hall of Famers, and obviously Jim Kelly and Andre Reed and Thurman Thomas and Bruce Smith, and you know they may have others. And Cornelius Bennett was a great player. We could go on Marv Levy's in the Hall of Fame. Bill Polian, one of the great executives of all times in the Hall of Fame. Ralph Wilson, the owners in the Hall of Fame. I mean, and it's Buffalo.
right.
You know, it's other than Green Bay, it's about the smallest now. I mean, it's the Bills, and this is the city in Western New York. They asked for nothing. I started picking them in '88. They were horrible for the whole decade. They thought I was out of my mind. They started 4-0, and I got to the championship game and lost to the Bengals. I actually thought these Bengals, except they've now gone to the Super Bowl, reminded me of the '88 Bills. Like I wasn't sure they were going to get past Kansas City, but they've already announced we're here for a while. Like we're really good.
Yeah.
You know, I actually said that. So I forget what game it was, and I just cranked it out on prime time. No one, you know, looking right in the camera. Like, no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, and it became a war chant. Even the years they were terrible. I mean, up until Josh here and Coach McDermott, et cetera, not a lot of great.
Right.
But it just became so much fun. And I don't want to do this, but I guess I will tell the story since you brought it up. So if you're a rock and roll singer, let's say, because I saw Billy Joel in Fenway, and then you're singing Piano Man, and everybody knows the words, right? He played at Wrigley. He played all these places, any arena. And you get halfway through, and then you lay out, and you hear, if you're Billy Joel, like hear them sing every word. And he's like, oh my God. Like this is. So when Thurman Thomas had his number retired, it was only about 4 years ago. It was on a Monday night, and they asked me if Thurman would I come up, and the Bills, it's a quick, I'm going to speak real quick. Someone else is going to say something for a minute. Thurman's going to speak. It's halftime. And I got up for 20 seconds. I mean, again, the place is packed. They're playing the Patriots when the Patriots would still beat them a lot. They played well that night, Buffalo. They weren't ready yet, you know. I think Josh was a rookie. Okay, so I think, yeah, he was. And I said, okay, Buffalo, you know where we're going here. We're doing it on 3. And like this, and there's 70,000. I went, no one. And then I stopped. And I heard, circles the wagons, like the Buffalo Bills. Wow. That's Billy Joel singing Piano Man.
Incredible.
It was really, my relationship, in my 43 years, the relationship that I've ended up by accident because I'm on ESPN and the Bills and it's Buffalo and the players, the team, the organization, the players, and the city 30 years later. It's the most rewarding relationship I've gotten through my job.
They're great people.
Yeah,
They're great people.
we've experienced
They
something
ask
similar.
nothing. They ask for nothing.
Yeah, every time we go, it's like this place. They're just
Right.
so nice to us. So you did do. I have to ask the 7-year stretch. The Schwam predicted the Niners versus Bills, and for people who don't like, they're like, oh, he was just putting on 7 years in a row. Either the Niners or the Bills went to the Super Bowl, and you predicted Niners Bills every year to begin the season. You were so close a couple times.
Close this year.
You're close this year.
I mean, I know I hadn't really thought of
it's
it.
gotta
Hey,
happen.
you could get it.
Yeah, the
I
Schwam
picked them
Bowl.
12 years in a row. And here's part. Well, I'm loyal. I'm a Taurus too, so I'm loyal and I'm stubborn. But the Niners were my relationship professionally in the '80s, and I can call a lot of those guys. And obviously, the same with the Bills. So when the Bills got good, 88, I started it then. I did 12 years around the first 7, one or the other. Never the same time. There was always Alvin
Giants,
Harper running a slant at Candlestick. There was always, 89, the Bills kind of had the bickering Bills and they didn't make it. But we were close so many times. I have one of the balls. They used to send us the balls, the 4 possible the team matchups for our championship Sunday countdown. Actually, the one I saved was 92. That was the one that was going to happen. Actually, that was the Frank Reich year that they almost lost. But then the Niners, Dallas was up and coming, but not really yet. And Aikman hit Alvin Harper on like a 70-yard slant post. And I have that ball. I bring it out every now and then,
That's amazing.
Bills versus Niners Super Bowl at the Rose Bowl. Got to keep that.
That's perfect.
Right?